A quick stimulus check update here. Biden said he was open to giving it to less people. I'm going to talk about that news. Updates on the PPP loans if you are still waiting, how many loans have been approved so far, and more about the EIDL grants and the EIDL loans. We covered two big pieces of news earlier this week. One on the targeted EIDL advance's new instructions, and two, how to fill out the targeted EIDL advance. We went over the email you'll receive and what the actual portal looks like. So I will link to that video above if you haven't seen that yet from a couple days ago. Hey everyone, this is Ryder from Skip. I hope you're doing well. Trying something new today, which I will do from time to time, to have a video of me as I go through the latest updates. It was a popular request from all of you, so let's go through the news very briefly today. It's Thursday, February 4th. I hope you're doing well, staying safe. Thank you so much for subscribing and supporting us. It means so much. And be sure to watch until the end of this quick update. Okay, let's first start on the big news from this week, because we had so many of you talk about this, and we continue to hear from you. Yesterday and today, you are receiving emails from the SBA. So if you get an email, it will look like this from the SBA. It'll be from Disaster Customer Service at SBA.gov. It will go over the qualifications that you need to know about, and then a big green button at the bottom. Click Targeted Advance Application, and you will get to the application. It's very quick. You need to confirm your EIN or SSN, confirm your previous information that you submitted, and then put in your revenue here. So this is a screenshot of the tricky part where you'll have to look at your monthly revenue, gross receipts, from 2019, 2020, and January and February, at least the first couple days, I guess, of this year. So that might take 5 or 10 minutes for you to pull. So I hope more of you are getting that. You know, if you are wondering, number one, if you qualify for the targeted EIDL advance, and number two, how much you might get, obviously go to our free app. It's Hello Skip in the App Store and Google Play. Hundreds of thousands of you are using it. Really appreciate it. And the feedback you're giving us too. We have more features coming next week. You can also go to trackeidlgrant.com to get the app. We promise it will be helpful. And more info on vaccine stuff. Speaking of vaccine, very briefly, around 10% of the US population has gotten at least one dose. It's about 1 million, 1.2 million per day who are getting doses right now. And that's been increasing over the past several weeks. The SBA has published more data. You know, we love data here and transparency. That's our main mission, to share data. But I'll just give a quick recap of what they've published. So over the weekend, they published the PPP loans report. There have been around 1 million loans approved so far, just under 900,000, for a net total of $72 billion. So that's around 20% of the total funding in the new bucket. Still a long way to go. There's even more of a breakdown here, which we didn't see last week. It's very interesting to see. You know, most of the loans are second draw loans, but there's still 250,000 businesses who are taking their first draw for a combined total of $4 billion. Again, based on this data, it looks like it's a lot of smaller businesses who are deciding, okay, the PPP is relevant for me now, so I'm going to apply for a first draw loan. And there's around 664,000 who've applied for a second draw and been approved. Still many of you pending through our lenders. Bluevine, Funding Circle, Credibly, there are 3 of our partners. All 3 of them are fantastic. If you still want to apply, or you applied for one and are in a holding pattern, you can apply for another. Those 3 links are in the description. If you want to apply through Bluevine, if you haven't yet, you can go to trackpploan.com. That'll take you to the Bluevine. Otherwise, Credibly and Funding Circle are right in the description. Now, we're going to publish this data on our app, but what's interesting that's come out, and we published this earlier this week, Casey on our team wrote this, that agricultural businesses in rural states have an early lead in PPP funding. So there are several states in the middle of the country that have proportionally more PPP funding in the second round than other states. A couple of reasons why. Agricultural organizations lobbied to change PPP rules in this round. You know, before, some agricultural businesses weren't eligible to apply, but now they are. And also, businesses in rural areas are more likely to have a close relationship with a local bank or community financial institution. And as we know, those lenders had a head start. You know, they had about a week head start to accept applications. So that could be some of the reason why in the early data, it's still very early, by the way, with the PPP, some more rural states have received more funding. But this is on our blog if you're curious and you want to read more. Now, before I talk about the third stimulus check, because this is the big news that Biden is willing to have a cutoff that would shave off hundreds of billions of dollars from the third relief package. And Republicans want that. They want to save some money there. 1.9 trillion is a lot of money. Before I share those details, some good news here. I've been talking about the good news. Again, the daily case count is still going down. we hopefully will get under 100,000 new cases daily average. We haven't had that since November. In November, for the first time, daily case averages shot up above 100,000, and they've been above that ever since. For December and January, well over 200,000, and we even hit a peak of 300,000 in one day. So that's good news. This trend still goes down. Deaths are flat, hospitalizations are down. We'll keep an eye on that, but it's looking positive. Finally, to end today, the potential earning cutoff for the new stimulus checks. Biden's current proposal would send $1,400 checks to Americans earning $75,000 or less. However, the Republican proposal would taper off the checks for those earning more than $50,000. Biden yesterday told House Democrats that, quote, "We can better target that number. I am okay with that." So it is very likely that there's going to be a compromise here. Biden will settle on a compromise between the $75,000 or less for the full amount and the $50,000 or less from the Republican side of things. But this is moving quickly among lawmakers. The Senate voted Tuesday along party lines 50 to 49. One senator was absent due to the snowstorms to advance the bill as a budget resolution, the start of what could be an onerous process to pass the bill. Again, as we've talked about, Democrats could pass this bill through reconciliation, and if Democrats are able to use this reconciliation, Republicans will not be able to hold up the bill, even if no changes are made, and the stimulus package could pass next week. So from Biden's perspective and the Democrats' perspective, they have the power right now to say everyone's going to get $1,400 stimulus checks if you earn less than $75,000. That's what's been promised. Biden's clear on that. He does not want to go down to $1,000, which is what Republicans want, because the American people were promised $2,000, $600, which was given out since late December, and this additional $1,400. So that's what's been promised. Biden doesn't want to change that, but he has said he is open to more targeted stimulus checks. That's today's quick news. Just to recap, number one, more people are getting email invites for the targeted EIDL advances. If you're curious how that works, watch our previous videos or go to our app to read our latest posts. Number two, PPP loans continue to get distributed. If you're still waiting, consider another lender, but be patient. Most lenders will get back to you within a week typically. And number three, stimulus checks. While the timing is looking good, the latest signal is that there may be a compromise where some of you who currently would qualify under the Democrats' proposal may get cut off from the extra $1,400. Would love to hear in the comments what you think about those three things. As always, stay well, stay safe. Thanks so much for subscribing and supporting our channel, and we'll see you tomorrow.